Hello, Internet. I have to show you something. This. Oh, check this out. So this is my robot army that I have just got from, well, I didn't just get it. I've just brought it in to Tech Terrors this week and had them start looking at them. They are, these are the easy robots that, the easy robot that I have. I bought 5 of them, and I have to thank Easy Robot for giving me like this crazy great deal, allowing me to buy these with the tiny budget we have for Tech Terrors. And they even throw in some extra servos and mounting pieces and stuff, and I just have to say thank you very, very much. I feel like so incredibly lucky with the number of people who are helping out with this stuff. And now I'm going to put this down before it crushes me. This exercise, it does not make me feel very, very fit. Which it should, now I think about it. Anyways, this is a burn alert. And for those of you who don't know, it's my bit to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son, to enjoy the twilight years with my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane. And I hate exercise. It's boring. So I like to learn something while I'm doing it, and I like to share what I've learned with you in the sweatiest way possible. And yeah, I'm definitely there today. I'm like an old Southern gentleman. Whew, I say, hot here. Anyways, so the learn part of my burn alert today was surveillance capitalism, which is just like a roller coaster of emotion for me. I get angry, like, what are you talking about? And then I go, that's a good point. A few things that came up that I thought were fascinating, just about how the use of language and marketing language and stuff has always been used to sort of oppress people. Like when we arrived in North America, I mean, not personally, but when we came to colonize North America, we would label the maps with things like, you know, savages, infidel, godless, and then so there was no feeling of responsibility when you went in and just sort of crushed and destroyed whoever was there and took the land. So she sort of points out that that same kind of language is being used about privacy and the data that we have, and you know, us being used as the raw material for these surveillance capitalist companies, and just how, as always, as is our sort of Malcolm Gladwell Outliers stuff, the whole reason for this success is a big part of it is based on what's happened historically while they've been around, including obviously 9/11, where, you know, privacy went out the window in pursuit of surveillance and security and all of this. So really interesting take on it. One of the things that she said that sort of stuck with me, and I don't know, I think this is the point she's making. Maybe I'm just sort of making up my own stuff here, but she was saying how there's been this law, I think it's 230 or whatever it is, that says that the websites can't be responsible for the stuff that people put on it, that they are platforms rather than publishers, and how there were a couple of different cases, one with AOL that they went in favor of AOL, and then another one against Prodigy where they went with the complainant because they said, look, you know, you actually do some moderation of your site, so you are a publisher, and so you're responsible. So in a way, these companies were slapped or crushed in some cases for trying to moderate the content, and so there's not an impetus there for them to moderate it, because if they moderate it, then they get seen as a publisher, then they get nailed in other areas of legislation, and they're very scared about being sort of legislated out of existence. So just a fascinating take on it. But what she's saying is that then, because we are being surveilled as we use their platforms, as they are taking content from us and then making it their own, surely there should be more responsibilities then for the content that's on there, because they are publishing their own material, if that makes sense, in the form of data that they pull from their users. So how can they say they're not responsible for it and yet claim ownership of it at the same time? So kind of an interesting sort of dynamic there, and I love what she's bringing up. There's nothing like a book that just has you sort of like battered around like a ship at sea, you know, up and down with how you feel about what she's saying. Beautifully written book, and I love the way she keeps going back and drawing on old historical and political documents and quotes and stuff, and she's got some interesting quotes from the founders of Google, the creators of Google. And again, my only concern is I just feel like the very nature of this language that sort of changes the way we think about people. I feel she's using the same thing on Google. Like, I feel like she's using this very sort of aggressive and sort of damning language on them as well. So I feel like maybe there's obviously a bias there, which maybe legitimate, I don't know. But anyways, fascinating book. Highly recommend it. I also highly recommend your Easy Robots because, my gosh, they are fun. You should see the kids. The kids just had these tearing these things open and put them together, and informing me that apparently they don't have to worry about the instructions. They'll figure that stuff out themselves. So look forward to seeing what kind of monstrosities come crawling out of the classroom when they finally try to get these things up and running again. And I'll sit them down with some more of the tutorials then. But it seems that the lads and ladies are not so keen on documentation, but they will learn. They will learn to love documentation like I do. So, all right, until we geek again, sweaty or not, here I come. Cheerio!